Welcome to Body of Truth. I am Rebecca Windsor, and here we examine the symbiotic and interconnected nature of healing our bodies to heal our hearts, and healing our hearts to heal our bodies for good permanently. What came up for me this morning was an idea that where is the line between self-actualization and process work and deep discovery and navel gazing? Because in the end, telling your story again and again becomes a little egoistic, and I always want to keep that in check, right? I want to use my story as testimony, but I also don't want to fall into the trap of when you keep repeating the story, you're staying in the victim mentality, you're staying an actual player in your story instead of getting some perspective so you can shift the dynamic, because there's elements in your story that most likely are part of your limited belief system. And I'm always looking to unbrick that wall, brick by brick. And it's arduous work because our egos are smart and they're necessary and they keep our lives running and intact. So I never wish to kill the ego, but I do need some perspective from it. So one of the practices that I do to make sure that I'm not in ego land, and again, it's tricky. Sometimes you don't know until after an event and you're like, For me, it's feeling in alignment. And the way that I physically do that is taking the moment. I think taking the moment is actually the most important part of this exercise. I used to have alarms set on my phone, and during the workday, I'd blow them off. I'd turn them off. I'd keep going. And now I make a concerted effort to every hour and a half, every 2 hours, is just take one moment for a slow breath in and a slow breath out. Mute everything. Mute the dings on your computer of notifications. Mute music you have playing. Just let yourself breathe yourself in and out back to alignment. And then take a scan. Does something feel out of place? Do you have unrest, anxiety? And try to separate yourself from the workplace in just that instant. And when you come back, everything will wait for you, I assure you. But when you come back, try to deepen and marry the self that you just visited and the self that sits there performing their tasks at their job. That is a practice that I engage in every single day to bring my higher self through to this material world. So that is just a little hint of the practices that I do to try to stay out of story and enter into my part of the divine matrix. Not the flawed matrix that tricks us and keeps us distracted, but our own knowing and knowledge that each one of us possesses. We all have everything you need. I'm sure you've heard that before. We just need to remember it. Not become it. You already are it. You just have to remember. And I will see you tomorrow.